Hey everybody, it's your friend James Shaw. Trust you're doing okay. Thank you so much for choosing to watch this one. I'm excited because we always talk to elite people who are doing elite things, and we're going to do that today. And I'm pumped because I've known Courtney a while. She took a bold with me, and then the other day I'm flipping through my realtor magazine, and there she is, 30 under 30. I'm so proud of you. So I want to celebrate you first. Congratulations. That's a big deal, and
Yeah,
I'm proud of you. Congratulations on that.
thank you. I appreciate it. I was very excited. So
Well, you should be. Yeah, and you've got a really great business. This is the part that I always love talking to people, that you've built something in the time you've been an agent and you created something really cool. So we're going to learn about it today. But first, will you tell us who you are and where you are and a little bit about your business?
for sure. So my name is Courtney Welch. I am the owner of the Welch Family Group with, of course, Keller Williams. Down here in Tampa, Florida, technically South Shore, but we go about an hour out which each way of Tampa. I'm a fourth generation realtor. So my mom's a realtor. My grandma was a realtor. My great grandma was one of the first women brokers in Lexington, Kentucky. So long line of women. But right now our team consists of myself, my younger brother, Ben, my mom, who she's more part-time now, and then my brother's best friend, Juan, who of course is also, a realtor too. And then of course we, have admin and everything as well. So just a small family team. I've been doing real estate I'm on my 8th year now. And loving, every day of it. So that's a little bit about my story.
You guys do a house a week. You might even do more than that this year. I mean, you've got a really, really, really solid business,
Thank
and I'm proud of you. It's just great to watch because we were in a bold room together a few years ago, and to watch your progression over that time has been really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to unpack a lot today because I want you to teach our people. But tell us first, where does the business come from? How do you find it? What are your top sources?
Okay. So obviously a little bit of everywhere, but absolutely number one is Sphere, repeat customers, and referrals is 100%, probably about, I would say 85% of our business stems from that. Of course, we meet people in open houses, other ways, sign calls. This year we've been blessed. We've had a lot of agent referrals. So thank you, agents, for sending people our way. Even the people in the 30 under 30 network group has been amazing too. But most of our business, repeat customers, and sphere of influence, absolutely. And we have a lot of ways that we keep in contact with people, and I'm sure we'll get into that.
Yeah, what are some of the biggest ways for you to get out in front and stay and build relationship with the people in your database?
Yeah, so our team, our biggest thing that we like to do is client events. We are really, really passionate about that. We're more in person, kind of people. So that's really what we like to do. For the past 2 years, we've tried to do at least one event a month. We do 4 big events each year. Our biggest one, we do a fall carnival every year where we have like live music, food truck, carnival games. That one, a few hundred people come out. So that one's a lot of fun. Our second biggest one that we do is something called VIP Trivia Night. So it's like not even sometimes people who actually have done business with us, but let's say they're like somebody who just refers a lot of people to us, whether it's like a sphere of influence or something, we'll invite them to that. And we'll say you're our VIPs, which makes them feel special. And we do a trivia night with food. My mom is from Louisville, Kentucky. So we're big Kentucky Derby fans. And every May on Derby Day, my mom makes her famous Kentucky Derby pies. So we make about 100 pies to give to clients every year. But yeah, every month we try to do, when we're not doing a big kind of more expensive event, we'll do like a giveaway or something where we're at least touching people, like say, hey, we're going to go, like this past one, we, went and donated stuff to the VA hospital. So we asked, do you want to give us any donations? So always keeping, in top of mind and inviting people is kind of, what we do and how we find our business.
All right, so it seems like a lot because, I mean, like I said, you guys are doing 50, 60 transactions a year. So you've got a lot of business that you're doing, and yet to balance the business and working with your listings and your clients, but yet also organize these events, some big, some small, every month.
Mm-hmm.
How do you find the balance to be able to make all of that happen?
Yeah, so don't talk to me in October because that's the stressful time because that's the fall carnival. But we have a great admin who, Leah, she's our aunt also in the family. She helps a lot, with that too. But really what has been great for our team what we've been doing for the last, I would say, few years is we're very intentional. Every team meeting we have, like, okay, what day this week are we going to meet to focus on the fall carnival? And typically only, or not fall carnival, but any event we have. And, we'll give it maybe 2 to 3 hours, and then we don't talk about it. We don't do anything else, besides that time. So that way we're not getting pulled away from other things in real estate and things that we're supposed to be doing. But then we're also making sure, like, literally today after this call, we have it's Welch Family Fall Carnival, because we have to plan months in advance, for our bigger events, time. So then that way it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. So we do it, and then we move on until our next, meeting about it, and kind of go from there. That's been a lot better than how we used to do business, how we used to do it, which was sporadic and crazy,
Yep.
and it doesn't work as much.
Okay, so you've calendared this. You're following a schedule, basically, is what you're doing, which is really how you can win at anything, is put stuff on your schedule and show up. How have events impacted your business? Why are they such an important piece for you guys?
So, like I said, our biggest thing of how we get clients is Sphere and referrals, repeat customers. And so we typically at least get, it could be anywhere from 3 to 6 hot leads from every event, that we do. It's also just keeping in top of mind, and especially, which is so interesting, our clients remember. I think repetition is very powerful. We've done events before where we're like, this one wasn't our best, let's scratch that for next year. But for example, like our Kentucky Derby pie giveaway last year, we didn't do it on Derby Day because the whole family was out of town. We did it like a month later, and I had people calling me like, hey, what are you guys not doing Derby Day this year? So like, clients remember, people remember, and it's just a way for them, for us to see them again. We talk to them in person, and just reminding them of who we are and what we do business. We can't, it's not at the end of the day, everyone's human, everyone has busy lives, and it's not their fault if they can't remember us. It's our responsibility to remind them who we are, what we do. And so keeping it top of mind and doing things in person, we enjoy, and it's fun. So that's what we like to do.
We've got to be there for them so that when they need us, they know we're still here. And you guys are doing that through your events, which is great. But that's not really probably why you were a 30 under 30. I think there's other elements to it. Having a successful business is a key piece, but still, to be in that elite group of people, there's probably some other reasons. What do you think are some of the things that allowed you to kind of get into that exclusive group that maybe others could learn?
Yeah. Oh gosh, I would say I probably would say one of the reasonings that I know I had an interview when I was interviewing for the 30 under 30, and one of the things that she talked to me about is, how do you set yourself aside from other realtors? Like, what what makes you unique? And I really care about people first and foremost, and I treat every transaction the same. We have sold over $1 million are and we have sold $50,000 properties, like true HGTV, like, a mess kind of homes. And I don't make the people that, are in, in more unfortunate situations feel any less, human, than the people that are in the higher end homes, as well too. So I say, treat people the way that you want to be treated, first and foremost. And I think that that's kind of what sets us apart. We always say our clients are our friends first, and then, clients are friends for life. That's our little slogan that we give, and we truly mean it. And I think relationships are important. So I've really, from the beginning, have based my business on relationships, and, really putting people's needs and making them feel important first and foremost.
I think that's a key piece. You live in an area of Tampa Bay. I'm also in Tampa Bay area. You live in an area of Tampa Bay that it can go from really fancy to really unfancy in a blink of an eye. I mean, that's, and a lot of Florida is like that. So I could see where someone might see a home you've listed that's a multi-million-dollar property and think, well, she can't help me.
Yeah.
And yet for you guys to be able to put your arms around them and treat them as if they're a multi-million-dollar property, that seems really smart and really important.
Yeah, no, it is. And actually, during the time that I was getting 30 under 30, there was, it was a nice house in Riverview. I know, where Riverview is. And it wasn't, it's just a cookie cutter style home, nothing wrong with it. But she was interviewing other agents. And after our interview, she was like, thank you so much for like being so kind and like not making me feel bad about my house. The agent before you, just made me feel not good about our house and everything. And like that, he was too good for it. And that really like hurt our feelings, but you really made us, be proud of what we have. And so they ultimately chose us. We sold the house, of course, so yeah, treat people the way you want to be treated. The golden rule. I think if you start with that, everything else kind of falls into place. Of course, hard work and all that fun stuff too. But
no doubt. Well, that's the next piece. I mean, you seem as if you talked about your events, like you've got your events, you run them, you know what you're doing. You sound like somebody who's pretty consistent in their activities.
yes.
How important is that?
Consistency is key, honestly. Everything with, our team meetings to calls to, follow-ups. Like I said, if you're not on a calendar, I learned this from Bold because I think I'm a sixth Bold graduate. If you're not on your calendar, it does not exist. And that is so true. And if it is on your calendar and you can't do it, then you replace it. Right. So, do it a different day. So yeah, consistency. And especially, like I said, especially with our events, but especially just with everything that we have. Like right now, for example, when I first started real estate, when I didn't have that, many clients and stuff, I would door knock a lot. I'm really good at door knocking. It's a lot of fun. I know people, some people don't like it, but I have now trained my brother and Juan to like door knocking too. So we've been very consistent. We do it at least once a week, and it's been effective. So there's other things that, you just keep doing it and then it's a lot easier. You're like, you don't even think about it anymore. You're like, oh no, I have to do that. It's just part of the business. So.
What are some of the lessons you've learned? I mean, you started this at 23, so you were young in the business when you got in, and now you've got all this experience. What are some of the lessons you've learned along the way that you want others to know?
Wow. Okay. So many. The one that I'm thinking about, because I'm actually currently kind of, dealing with it right now, is the more you get in, well, actually not even the more you get in this business, at the end of the day, yes, we want to have a lot of business. We want to work with a lot of people, but you have the right to not want to work with some people. No transactions worth your peace. I joke about this, but it's so true. I remember years ago, I was crying in the shower over mean clients, and it's just not worth it at the end of the day. And so, because that one client could be draining you so much from other people that are going to lift you up and going to make you love, having your job. So especially as a younger realtor, that was one of my biggest, concerns is, saying yes, 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 all the time. Like, no, you don't have to, and you can choose who you want to work with. You can choose, what you want to, who you want to work with at the end of the day, because if not, they're just going to drain you. And I think starting out, I wish that I knew that, because, I definitely probably would have cried too many times in the shower, if I knew that. So I would say that's a big lesson learned that I wish I knew.
Well, so many people are tied to the outcome to each transaction, and when they do that, then they can't let that person go.
Yeah.
You are not tied to the outcome, and yet you do a really good job of keeping deals together. And I know that's something you're really passionate about is making sure, look, you only get paid when it crosses the finish line. So helping keep things happen. Deals can be chaotic. What is some advice you have around that?
We are the calm and knowledgeable guide. That's what I say. And so, yes, they can be chaotic. My rule of thumb is don't let your client know the chaos until they need to know the chaos. I think a lot of times, sometimes we let our own emotions get the best of us. And then, we're stressing out our client where they might not need to even know what's happening. Like, for example, it's one of my favorite stories. It's pretty funny. I have a client who just a few years ago purchased a house, and they thought that the sellers loved them. They were, lovely buyers. We didn't do anything wrong. The sellers were just kind of crazy. And, the agents was also not the best, not Keller Williams agent. And the whole time my clients thought it was a great transaction, when behind the doors, the seller was just like, I couldn't even tell you all the crazy things they were trying to make us do and being crazy and everything. And then my clients closed, and still to this day, if you ask them, they said it was the best experience and that they loved the sellers loved them. And in reality, behind closed doors, it was pretty chaotic. So obviously if there was a reasoning I need to make them, know that, hey, the sellers aren't, happy with you guys, then I would. But why make things go to chaos when you can be the calm and knowledgeable guide unless you have to?
Okay. This is such good advice, because I meet so many agents that are the opposite of the calm and knowledgeable guide. They get, and I know you see it too with co-ops, they get wound up. They'll say things, my client will never stand for this. And then their client does, and stuff like that.
Yep.
So give advice on this is, folks, listen to what Courtney's going to teach you, because those of you who are going, oh, I'm always calm and knowledgeable, you're the ones that need the most help. So
Yeah,
Courtney, teach them how to be calm and knowledgeable and guide this transaction.
for sure. So with yourself, first and foremost, you can't ever control your first thought, right? Your first thought comes in, that's fine. You can always control your second thought. Sometimes, you can give yourself a 5-minute pity party. And then from there, all right, how are we going to move forward and fix whatever needs to be fixed, or calm down the other side or whatnot. I think, and especially with your clients, like you can't control, for example, I have a seller right now that was upset about that needed the roof being repaired that, or fixed. It's a bad roof. And his first reaction, very warranted. Like have your reaction. I understand that's a lot to chew. Then after you have that time, now we have to figure out the next step, right? So don't get too caught up in your own emotions right away. Don't get caught up on the other people's emotions. You can't control other people. All you can control is yourself. So, but also give yourself grace too, because sometimes it can be stressful. But a lot of times, there's deals where it absolutely can be fixed. Absolutely. There can be win-win on both sides. Or, for example, my client, like, unfortunately, your roof, we've had multiple people come out. It needs a new roof. And if these people are asking for it, everyone's going to ask for it. So it's either, we go back on the market, we drop the price accordingly, or we just accept what it is, figure out how we can make this work, and we go from there, right? And make it a little bit better. But then there's also sometimes too where, hey, you a lot of times I love to try to keep deals together. Majority of the times we can happen, but then you also have to let, know when, all right, we've done enough. Maybe this isn't supposed to work out, and kind of move forward in that sense too. But, I think obviously just calming down before you react first and foremost is very important.
All right. So first, keep your emotion in check. Number two, be honest with your client about what the reality of the situation is. But there's also, we can overshare there sometimes too.
Yeah.
And maybe blow something up bigger. Like for us, we get it, we understand. But when we share it with a client, it blows up to some situation. What's the balance between kind of sharing what they need to hear, but not making it this big dramatic issue?
I think delivery is very important. I always, first and foremost, try to see some sort of positive in this. Like, hey, yeah, they're asking for this, but you know what? There's a bunch of other things on this report, for example, and they're not asking for that, right? So I think delivery is very, very important. So I think first and foremost, because if you go in and if you're, guns a-blazing and you're all stressed out, well, then your client's going to be all stressed out. So you, like I said, calm and knowledgeable guy, you have to be the calm one. And behind closed doors, like I could tell you how many times I have complained and moaned to my brother about X, Y, and Z. That's fine. You're allowed to have your moment, but it's really just, I think, delivery. And then from there, it's okay, how can we make this still feel like a win-win to our clients, but then also getting them to understand the reality of the situation. I mean, this is the biggest transaction they're probably ever going to have in their lives. And it's can be emotional, can be very sensitive. So, also understanding that they're human too, and just coming with grace. But I do think delivery, if I came and told my client, like, he's doing the roof, my client's putting on a brand new roof. If I went in there and says, oh, they're being crazy or this or that, or like, it's so much for the roof. No, I said, hey, I got you 5 quotes. Great news. This one's the cheapest one. And in, for what's kind of in the area in Tampa, this is a great quote, so it kind of just going at it with delivery, I think could be very better with people receiving. And that's the most important thing.
It requires some EQ. I think you've got to have some emotional intelligence on how to, because like you said, emotions can get into play. And people can get wound up. It's almost like you are not only guiding them and calm and knowledgeable guide through the process, but you're also like their therapist.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Part-time realtor. So I say this in you can steal my quote. It's a cute quote. Clients love it. I'm a part-time realtor, part-time therapist. It is very, very true though. And I say that in every listing, buyer consultation. I'm like, if you're stressed out, because sometimes they get stressed out over things that you would never expect them to be stressed out about. And then they don't tell you. And then it's just, they're freaking out behind closed doors. I tell them, if anything's bothering you, let me know. Like, I'm a part-time therapist. We can get through it together and guide you through it. And, yeah, a lot of people love that quote, but it is very true. Like, you really are kind of being a therapist in this business sometimes. Sometimes it's easy and you're like, hey, that was a great transaction. And other times you're like, all right, I kind of had to work a little bit to get paid. So, but yes, part-time realtor, part-time therapist through and through. for sure.
You've given us a lot of things we can add to the presentation. I love all the stuff you shared. As we wrap up, I'm just curious if you were going to give advice to someone that is just wanting to succeed in this business in a big way, based on your 8 years of experience and now being a 30 under 30. What is it?
Don't compare yourself to other people. I think that it's so easy and it's so hard to look on social media, look at what's going on. Oh, am I on 30 under 30? Or, for my office or something. And I'm a big component on that too. I mean, I've done very well in my business, and yet, I'm still, sometimes it's like where imposter syndrome, where you're like, oh, I'm not doing good. I need to do better. And that just is a thief. Comparison is the thief of joy, I think is the quote or something. So,
Yep.
I say just focus on what you can do and how you can be better. And as long as you're doing better than what your prior self used to do, then at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And, comparing yourself in this industry is just a no-go, and it's not going to get you anywhere. And all it's going to do is make you sulk. So, just focus on being the best that you can be and the better person than you were yesterday, and you'll be fine.
It's great advice, Courtney. I'm proud of you. It's great. What an honor to have you on, and congratulations on what you've accomplished. I'm just well done.
Thank you. You're the best.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
How can people find you and get in touch with you?
Yeah. So my phone number is 813-416-3051. If you ever need to call me, we are the Welch Family Group. So if you look us up on Facebook is the Welch Family Group, and also Instagram, Welch Family Group. That's our team there. You can DM us, message us. And of course, I'm on, Connect and Command. So you can find me there too in the Tampa Bay area.
You're the best. I'm proud of you, Courtney. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Bye.